dumplings can you eat?
Like, oh God, 20? I
Do
think
do you know
20.
what the world record for dumpling eating is?
What?
Well, it's like 18 in 2 minutes.
What?
I've
Wow.
got video if you want to see it.
What?
Well, have
Let's
you
do
seen
it.
hot dog? Have you seen the Nathan's hot dog eating contest?
I think I had, it was like a Japanese guy won it in it.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, right? A little
Yeah,
guy. Yeah,
the little
that
guy.
is that. It's obscene. I mean, it's not eating. It's like just force feeding. In
Yeah.
10 minutes, 68 hot dogs in 10 minutes.
Oh, that's insane. He's
It
like,
is. I mean,
oh.
it's no wonder. It's no wonder the world hates Americans.
Wow.
I mean, it's basically a to take food, which is one of the four basic things to sustain life, and abuse it that way is it's absolutely criminal. It's horrible.
Definitely.
But there is a world dumpling eating contest. Of course, it's in America.
Oh. That's cool.
But yeah, 18 in 2 minutes.
Wow, that's crazy. 2 minutes
Yeah.
for 18. I do like a 1 hour for 18 or 20.
You
Not like
never,
2 minutes.
you wouldn't place very high.
That's too much. Like 2 minutes. Like get all the dumplings done in that time. That's
Well, they don't have
amazing.
to make them; they just eat them. Okay.
Yeah, they just like
Yeah, I mean, they're just literally just cramming them in their mouth. Just
yeah.
yeah,
Oh
and
man.
I believe the dumpling eating contest, you're not allowed to drink. Like the hot dog contest, you can drink water
Yeah.
to to get it down,
Yeah.
but the dumpling contest, you can't drink.
I think it's pure get it down. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, what
Wow.
oh to yeah.
My big
Um
debut. My big debut. Da-da-da!
yeah, okay. And today we're kind of talk about like the some of the important holidays food. And then we're not gonna talk about the like the American style, like we have the General Tso's chicken, and then sweet sour chicken, and then the lo mains. Those no, we're not gonna talk about that. But I kind of miss the American style food, honestly, for me. And then so in China, there a lot of people like eat a lot of like dumplings, like what you said, and then a lot of noodles and a lot of baozi is like the buns with the meat inside, stuff with
Right.
meat.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
always got those buns in Taiwan when I would fly
yeah,
to the states and we'd lay over either in Beijing or in Taipei. And in the lounge, they always have these steamed buns,
yeah. They're either like
and
the
they're
small
good.
little ones,
Oh no, these were big. These
big
were big.
ones,
Yeah, big
because
ones.
Shanghai is really famous with the little buns, the xiaolongbaos
Okay.
ones. Inside they have the yeah, they have little ones like that, and it is and then because I had it before, it would really taste really good. And in some other places, they have like a big ones, like a huge one, and then if you can use a straw and put inside that, and then you can first drink the soup out of it, and then you eat the bun.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
the ones I got had a red bean paste, but it was a little bit sweet.
yeah. That's the dosha style, the red
Okay.
bean buns. Yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah, for me, I think I like eat noodles and rice. That's one of my and also dumplings. That's most one that I love to eat. And there's like the Chinese Beijing style noodles, and they have the Lanzhou noodles, the Chengdu spicy noodles, or the Chongqing spicy noodles. And yeah, it's like different provinces have different their own tastes.
Right.
And for the southern, we are like more like a little bit saltier than ones. And then for like Shanghai, they have more like I think they have like more a little bit sweeter taste. And then from the Chongqings, they have a lot of spicy food around it.
The
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
trend in the mall are noodle houses, and
Yeah.
it appears for Indonesians that there can't be enough of them. You know, I swear they must be putting drugs in the noodles because the line is like, you know, some places the lines are like 20 people deep waiting
Yeah.
in the queue to go through these things to get their noodles. And I'm going, God, they must like have cocaine inside the soup or something. How do they get these guys to line up like this? But
Yeah, because
there's a huge one opened up, and then and it's Japanese udon. The
yeah,
noodles are like
udon.
this, the size of your finger. You know, they're quite
Yeah,
large.
they're really like thick.
Yeah, right, thick. And then
Yeah.
there's a smaller noodle house opened up next to that, and even a smaller one next to that. And now the Kenny Rogers Chicken is going out of business. You know, and
What?
I assume that there's another Steamboat Noodles opened up next door. So now there's like 4 noodle places, all right next to each other, and they are all packed all the time. You can't get into them. You have to stand in line to get into all of them. And
Wow.
so it must be people recognize, you know, a good value, I guess.
Yeah,
And
because I remember I was in the Oklahoma. They opened like a lot of the noodle shops, especially the ramen noodles place. It was so popular um over there. It's like a trend. It's like they have a lot of shops that open in downtown. And then also when I was in Houston, visiting my friend, and even he opened a noodle shop, and then it started like last month. And then he was like, Jerry, where are you? You know, you need to check it out. I was like, I'm at Beijing. And then yeah, and then I was like, wow. And then I think the noodles shops are really popular in
well,
America.
you know, like students, you say
Yeah,
ramen, you know, the packets, the noodle packets
yeah,
here,
the low one, the
yeah,
ramen
are
noodles
yeah,
packages.
Indomie,
Yeah,
the Indonesian noodle manufacturer, and they're one of the largest noodle manufacturers in the world. And
yeah.
when you know kids now, I mean, we lived on macaroni and cheese, boxed macaroni and cheese when I was in
Mm-hmm.
college. That you could get like 5 for $1, and and if you were really gourmet, I knew this black kid that was really gourmet, and he put Vienna sausages in his, and I go, wow, this guy can really cook, you know, and ketchup.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, his name was Johnny Walker, which is not. It is not a joke. His name was Johnny Walker. He was quite a
Nice.
character, but
Yeah.
you know, kids, you know, college kids now live on ramen noodles. I mean, they just that's
Yeah. They
because you can
had
get them
like
for, you know, here they're
pretty
like 10,
cheap.
10 cents
Like,
or
yeah,
something.
if you go like Walmart to buy the whole thing, like package, you be getting like a decent price for it.
Yeah, I think you can
Yeah.
buy a case of them here 40 for like, I don't
Yeah.
know, $3.
Because for me, I usually on my house back in Oklahoma, like I go to Sam's Club a lot, and whenever I go there, and then just get a whole box of the ramen noodles. The one that it's the cup, the one with the cup deal. Thing. It's not what they came in the little package ones.
So
Yeah, the cup
we should
noodles.
we should welcome Mary. Mary is our only Mary, our
Hi,
only.
Mary.
Hi, Mary.
Ni
Hey
hao.
guys, hey. I missed the last two culture meetings. You know, I was dying, right? I love these culture meetings, town hall meetings, but I've been so swamped this past couple of weeks. So I did miss the last couple of meetings. So I just made sure that I carved out my schedule tonight to be
Well,
able to get
Oh,
back on so I
nice.
you
can
know,
hear this.
just looking at your picture, Mary, you look way too classy to eat ramen noodles or in a box.
No, I don't eat those things. Even when I was in college, I stayed away from those. They're so bad for you, but they're
Well,
cheap. College students are usually broke. That's all you
Yeah.
got to eat when you're college students. But I
Yeah,
ate all the good
especially like I remember when I was in college, we have like final exams. I was pulling all-nighters. I got so hungry, and then I just like popped the ramen noodles super hot. I realized, let's do it. I did. I was so hungry. I ate like 2 packs so that. Actually, it was a chicken flavor. I remember.
It's
Yeah.
it's pretty disgusting. My mom was a nurse, and we were never allowed white bread in the house, and we were never allowed, a lot of stuff. It was just not healthy. And I can remember when I moved into this dorm, we got this small little refrigerator, and we made Velveeta cheese sandwiches with Miracle Whip on white bread, and thought we were living high.
Oh
which
my God.
which is not even food, is it?
No, it's
No.
not.
But I got through that phase. I guess it was a rebellion phase against 7 grain bread.
And see, I grew up in the South in North Carolina, and we ate on the farm. So most of the food we ate was very healthy, what we call organic now. That's how we ate when we were
Mhm.
kids. The pigs and the hogs and the cows and all that, they were raised very healthy back then. So you didn't have the slaughterhouses that you have today. So meat was so much more cleaner. Like my aunt, my grandfather, and a lot of those people, they lived to be in their 80s and 90s eating that kind of food. But today people are dying at 40 and 50 and 60 because the food is so horrible. No nutritional value in a lot of it. So
hmm
So whereabouts? I used to go to this store. I believe it's in Virginia, Greenfront, Farmville. Is that in Virginia?
I believe that's in Virginia. North Carolina, they usually have the grocery store like Piggly Wiggly. I don't know if that's still around or not,
Oh.
but now they have
Yeah.
Harris Teeter down there now. Can you believe it? They have Harris Teeter down there, and
Greenfront's a furniture. I mean, they've taken over the whole town almost. It's
oh
Farmville. I guess maybe it's Virginia.
no,
But I used to go to High Point every year.
that's what I'm talking. Yeah, okay. Now I know what you're talking about. High Point is one of the best furniture places
Right.
there
Yeah.
is.
We
Okay.
used to have we used to show there twice a year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And
Okay.
we had a client that was in Farmville, which was about maybe a 2-hour drive north from
Mm-hmm.
High Point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from Farmville, Virginia. But
Mm-hmm.
this place is amazing. It's like if you ever have a chance to go up there, they've taken over the old. I believe it's the Master Lock factory, and it's a series of all these old brick buildings that are it's just incredible. They must have, I don't know, a couple 100,000 square feet of and almost the whole downtown. Every other store is Greenfront. Bedding store and lamps, and it's really a it's really an experience. They're also in Raleigh and Manassas. Is it Manassas?
Yeah, Virginia. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right. Okay. That's what I know about your area. And one of the was it Fantasia's from Greenfront? She's from Greensboro
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
or High Point. Maybe she's from High Point.
Yeah, I got a real good
American-
question for you guys. What's your favorite like Chinese food?
Dumplings.
Dumplings. All right.
I love the
Well-
dumplings.
Well, I like shrimp dim sum.
Oh, that's the Cantonese style dim sum.
Oh, okay. And
Yeah,
I also like hot and sour soup.
that's good. Yeah,
Which
I
is-
like that.
I-
too.
I-
Yeah, people
love-
love that soup. They
Yeah.
Hot
love
and sour,
it.
hot and sour soup.
Yeah, we call those.
And I fell in love with it here in Jakarta, and
Yeah.
and there's a pretty good duck place here that does Peking duck
北京
and
烤鸭
Beijing duck. You know.
the Peking duck. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
And-
this Beijing super traditional
Right.
food. It's way back
Yeah.
then from the dynasties era.
Right.
Yeah.
And I fell in love with this soup at this restaurant, and I went to I was in Shanghai in business, and the guys take me out to dinner, and I said, well, I want this hot and sour soup because I didn't know whether it was real or not. Because a lot of like what I grew up on in America was Chungking chicken and Chungking in a can, Chinese, right? You're
Yeah,
laughing at me.
Chongqing, it's a spicy dish, right?
No. This is like SpaghettiOs, Chinese SpaghettiOs. It's
Right?
like, I mean,
Yeah,
it wasn't real.
You
Chinese
probably
food.
have not eaten this, Jerry. It's not Chinese, I
Hopefully,
assure you.
hopefully.
What he's talking about.
But anyhow, the soup that I got in Shanghai at this restaurant was identical to the soup that I got in Jakarta. And they brought it, we were used to like a little bowl of it like this, and they brought out this, there was a bunch of us, so it was like this big, huge, for like 10 people. And I'm going, God, I'm in heaven. That and lemon chicken.
Oh,
Lemon
yeah, their
chicken.
lemon chicken is so good. Yes.
Yeah,
Forgot
lemon
about
chicken.
that.
Oh, I think we don't have a lemon chicken. Because I'm in Beijing, right? Because I never see a lemon chicken. It's like that.
See, Jerry, this stuff
Yeah,
that we're
it's-
eating in America, this is not the only thing we probably have that's real is the dumplings.
Yeah.
Everything else is probably stuff you do not eat.
Well,
I think they watered it
Well-
down when they came to America and gave us mixed in a little American touch in there or something.
Well,
yeah, I
what's
think
like
it was
chop-
like American style Chinese food.
Yes, yes.
Chop suey isn't really a Chinese dish, is it? Chop suey?
Yeah.
Is
chop
that real?
suey.
Is that really?
No.
That's not real.
Absolutely.
See, chop
yeah.
suey was one of Chungking's big
Yeah.
things. Chop suey.
But the char siu, barbecue pork, is from Hong Kong.
Oh, okay, okay.
Char siu bao, the
Mm.
barbecue pork buns.
Mhm.
That's the
Mhm.
real. Like you can order that during the dim sum time, the dim sums. And then
Jerry, can you name some of the real Chinese foods?
yeah, it's okay. We have dumplings. We have the Beijing style noodles, and then we have the Lanzhou noodles, and then like also the Yangzhou fried rice. That's the original where the fried rice came from, Yangzhou style. And then sweet and sour soup. Yeah, and then let me think. Oh yeah, I got a list. Hold on. And we seafood congee. That's that one. And then Lanzhou beef, Sichuan style poached chicken, where we call it like the dip in the chili sauce style. And well, the name like literally like to literally translate, we call it 口水鸡. It's like a saliva chicken, which that's not quite. That's pretty weird, right? So basically, it was like what is saliva chicken? And then, so it's like a cold dish that from Sichuan.
Okay.
It's like a spicy, and then you got a little kick to it. And then it was like if we go to a like a Sichuan restaurant, and you can they have it like they'll have it, yeah. And then it's like one of their Sichuan style famous dish, cold dish. And also there is most common ones that a lot of our Chinese family that they do for the students to eat is called the stir fry egg and tomato. It's the most like the
I heard the
most
kids talk
common.
about that.
Yeah, like it's really
Yeah.
common, and it really like easy to to cook and stuff.
Okay.
All you need is tomato and a couple tomatoes and eggs and all set, and put some soy sauce in there, and it
Okay.
was pretty healthy, and it go along with the
Hmm.
rice, and it also go along with the noodles, and
Okay.
even
Hmm.
the Chinese buns without the stuffing in it. Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you
And
all because like we always ask each other, what we having for dinner? The kids will ask me that, and I'll ask the kids that. And this dish, the tomatoes and egg dish,
yeah,
comes up a lot. Do you guys
yeah,
fry? You fry the egg, Jerry, or what do you do with the
yeah.
egg?
Okay, it's really, really different from different provinces. Some people, some provinces tend to make the stir egg and tomatoes, stir fry egg tomatoes, a little bit sweeter. They put some more sugar inside on it. And first of all, my family we
Sugar.
want because yeah, more like
Sugar.
sugar
Oh, okay.
inside. Yeah, and then that's why how you make the a dish more sweet, you know. And then for our family, we do like in a sauce, kind of like a sauce style, like a
Okay.
'cause we have a lot, like put a lot of soup like in there, like make it like not like a kind of like a soup, but it's not. And then chop soy, no, we don't have that. And then
Can you see that?
yeah,
We see
yeah,
it.
chunking, chow mein. We don't know no chow mein, no chop soy. um,
That adds from 1957.
Yeah, this like
So
yeah. Um, Also it can make it the stir fry egg and tomato either a dry one or a little bit sauces like sauce style. So for my family is I we go with the more sauce style. And first of all they fry the egg and then they cut the slice of tomatoes and then they will stir fry it.
that must be some kind of some kind of natural food complement because I make tomato and cheese omelets all the time.
Yeah, it's really like just
And
that dish is super super common like
yeah.
for
Now,
guys.
do you refry the rice? Do you throw rice in it and
No, we don't
refry?
throw rice in there.
Put it
We
on rice?
either put either you put on the rice or you eat separately with a chopstick. Or for
Okay.
noodles, and we're gonna get a bowl of noodle, you put the sauce on top.
Right.
And yeah, that's called yeah. That we call it 西红柿鸡蛋面, like stir egg and tomato noodles.
So it's
Yeah,
like
that's
fried eggs or scrambled eggs and tomatoes on top of rice, essentially.
it's not scrambled egg. It's they stir fry it. I use the wok
What's
like
the
stir
difference
fry.
between stir frying an egg and scrambling an egg? Mary,
Uh,
what's the difference? What's the difference between stir frying an egg and scrambling it?
I
Stir fry is
don't.
easy, like scramble. You just go like but
Hmm.
if you stir fry it, you use some egg and you add something else. I think right or so you use a wok. You use the little pan.
Oh, you use a wok as opposed to
We
a
use the
frying
wok
pan.
too, like that, like for the wok. Yeah. I
Well,
don't
Jerry.
know.
Okay, so Jerry, so now I have a question. So when you
Yeah.
you do the wok, when you cook the egg in the wok,
Yeah.
does it come out fried looking, or is there a different type of texture when it comes out when you use? Because when you use the frying pan, it comes out like hard or whatever. But
Yeah.
when you use the wok, does it come out more soft or something?
Yeah,
What is
it's
it?
more. I think if you add a little bit oil to it, and it will come more softer when I do that.
Got it. Okay.
And then afterwards, you pour down. You after you do the stir fry deal, and then you put in a dish, and then you do the tomato, and then you put the
Mm,
egg in, and you stir it real quick. You can add some sauce, whatever you like.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. It depends the style. Yeah, how the way you cook. Because some of my friends they cook it dry, and some they want to put more sauce. Some
Oh, dried eggs.
people tend to do like a sweeter taste or just a mild taste for that. Yeah, and then for the dumplings, we I don't talk about they. It's like a ravioli. It's a Chinese ravioli. That's
Sure.
called like, or the dumplings we call it. And then we have different flavors for it. It's not just like bak choy and with beef or pork and or lamb. We have Chinese chives. We have celery. We have green beans. Also, we just called dill, dill. We use that as well for the stuffing for the dumplings. In Beijing, for me, my favorite like my favorite dumplings will be the dale with pork, the stuffings inside. And then my family make a lot of that because like for Beijing locals, like it's like a thing that we eat, especially
So
for dumplings, for buns, and the Chinese baozi, the buns. And then also we have this called a xianming. It's like that big, and then it's you put in the pan, and and then you let it cook. Like I flip it, like flip a
steamed.
burger.
Are they
Flip it.
steamed or are they?
No, they're not steamed. They're like they you put the oil in
Mm.
Oh, they're
on
fried.
the pan.
Okay.
Yeah, fried. They're fried, and
Oh, okay.
then you the like it's like a dumpling style, but it's flat instead of like a
Mhm.
dumpling. So we
Mhm.
got like smash it like that, like a patty size.
But do you have meat inside of it?
Yeah, it's stuffed with the
Oh,
meat
okay.
inside.
Okay.
The
Yeah,
Mhm.
the pork's almost like a paste, isn't it?
yeah. It's like yeah, it's a mix of vegetable and meat.
But
Mhm.
it's like a
Um,
paste almost. It's not. It's
yeah,
even
yeah. It's like a
finer
paste.
than
You
ground.
gotta you
It's
gotta
like a
stir it.
paste. Yeah.
Yeah, and then for that, like the Chinese one, what we go was pork or beef for the meat,
Mhm.
and then Chinese chive, and we slice it, or use scissor to cut it, like slice like that, and then we put soy sauce on it, like put soy sauce inside, and we stir it, and if it's not salty and stuff, they put a little bit some salt inside, and then we stir it real quick, and then we have another guy, or like more my mom, I'll say my dad, they will roll the dough and start making dumplings.
Oh, wow.
And then yeah, we handmade those dumplings.
The,
Like
the
yeah.
the bread and everything. You do the bread.
Yeah, the dough, and
Uh-huh.
like we have to roll it, and then
Okay.
we have like first of all we roll like in a big long one like that,
Mhm.
and then we cut it by slice, like cut it in squares, I think.
Mhm.
And then my dad will use the thing with the roller and to roll the dough, make it
Wow.
flat. Then we
Mhm.
put um the stuffing on top of the dough, and then we
Mhm.
had to squish it, like make it like a dumpling.
Wow.
Yeah,
Mhm. Mhm.
it's
Mhm.
really like really fun, and especially we do that a lot. Is we do this during Chinese New Year a lot, and
Mhm.
because that's how we get our families together. It's like a teamwork thing for the dumplings, and so we all gonna celebrate the Chinese New Year, and then we're gonna eat that during the Chinese New Year too. It's like the
Mhm.
first day we eat dumplings, second day we eat noodles.
Mm.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a represent like noodles like represent long living, longevity,
Wow.
and Jiaozi is like kind of represents the family togetherness, and to celebrate the New Year's coming.
So
Now,
the
And
Jerry,
China.
do you
yeah,
guys mostly eat, excuse me, sorry,
Yeah,
Darcy,
go ahead.
do you guys mostly, um, from your perspective,
yeah,
I often wonder, do you all eat, what is the number one meat that you eat? Like in America, now I don't know
it's
about the
steaks.
Caucasian race, but in the African American race, Darcy, we eat a lot of chicken and seafood.
Hey, but,
So my
yeah,
question is, do you
Yeah,
guys eat what is the number one meat you eat, Jerry?
meat is
I
meat.
mean your
My
culture.
family, or you tell my family or Chinese
Both,
culture.
probably Chinese culture and your family. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I will say it really depends. Like,
the Chinese
um,
consume 53 million metric tons of pork a year.
yeah, I think pork might be it, but we have like other people that don't eat that, and also like chicken, I would say, because when I was in my auntie's house, all day chicken for me it was. Um, for yeah, because my family is like a little bit kind of like complicated, because my auntie and my grandma, they don't eat either beef or lamb. They only can they chicken or pork. But for me, I can like do everything, like meat, pork, lamb, beef, chicken. I eat all of that. And then, well, my favorite one I would say is the kebab style of lamb, like barbecue lamb. Yeah, and then usually I do that. It's really during the like special occasions that we cook the barbecue style, and then regularly is I would say is the pork. Yeah, that I would like. Yeah,
Okay.
because you can go either with noodles or rice, and
Yeah.
also they have the super good sauce on
Mm-hmm.
it too. So you can just like get up that and pour on the rice and all set to go.
Okay.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, there is after the so in either so the noodles, also the dumplings, right? And we eat chicken. Chicken in Chinese is ji and represents is kind of like a sound of a ji, which means fortune, and for that. And then also we ate a lot of fish, and it's really different in America that we ate the fish like with the bones inside to it, and it's we don't do fillet or anything because when you go to Chinese restaurant that is you will order steamed fish, right? It's not a fillet of steamed fish. It's a whole fish that will present it to you,
Mm.
including bones, head, and
And the
tails.
eyeball looking at you.
Yeah, I lost. Yes,
Yes.
yeah. Because for me,
Yes.
like I was like, yeah, my
What do you do?
favorite is the steamed fish,
Uh-huh.
and then
Uh-huh.
they come out, and then they should have the tail, the head and the tail. It represents that a start and to finish,
Oh, I see. I
and
see.
yeah, is also represents yu means is a surplus or extra. So we call this. There is a phrase in Chinese called "nian nian you yu." It means we should have a surplus of food and money every year.
Mm. Wow. Okay.
And yeah, it's also yeah for the tail and the head one is represent that it reminds us to finish everything you started and wish for a positive again or results.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah, it's really it's like symbolic and things.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I
different
think we need to do
province.
this to our kids in America, Jerry. We're gonna start
Yeah,
serving them the food with the head and the tail on it, so that
yeah,
they'll start finishing everything they
yeah,
start.
yeah.
No wonder those Chinese kids are so smart. They eating all those fish with heads and tails on them. Them guys they are off
Oh,
the
it's
chain.
Yeah,
yeah,
they
it's
because we eat a lot of like because for me I eat the head because the head had the brain inside because it
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
think they say whatever you eat will consume it. So if you eat a lot of the fish brains, you get smart.
well,
It's very good for you.
that's
I mean, oh my God.
in Indonesia, fried chicken heads and feet, are
Yeah,
just the norm here.
yeah. We had
Just
that
absolutely the
barbecue
norm.
style for the chicken feet and stuff. Also
Yeah.
steamed.
But
Wow.
it's
Style.
interesting in China. The average 10-year-old loves sushi.
Hmm.
You couldn't get an American kid to eat sushi, and if you held a gun to his head, right?
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
like
eating that.
True.
I eat a sashimi, the raw fish, the
Right.
salmon fish, tuna fish. Yeah,
Sure.
I eat that. Yeah.
Yellowtail.
Yeah, yellowtail, yeah, like that. Yeah. And then also is the Chinese New Year, it's the biggest is the reunion dinner is what we call it. And then it's all the family, not like all the not say all the family members. It's like for my family is when I'm talking about all family member is kind of for me is that my grandparents, mom and dad, uncles, aunties, and my cousins. That's like my whole family members
Hmm.
that close to me. And then we have this huge reunion dinner. And then either you go out eat, which is impossible. You have to book a month of ahead of time for a restaurant.
Wow.
Otherwise, you're all full packed. And then what I did for my family is that my grandpa will cook for us. He's like the super good chef. Like he will cook
Wow.
for us like fish, meat, chicken, dumplings, rice, and all the good stuff. and then we're all gonna sit together. It's like and then also we have this the dining etiquette thing that if the elders don't raise the chopstick to pick the food for us for younger ones, we are not gonna go started it because we kind of respect them. So when they pick the food, that's when we start. For me to
Mm.
start to eat, it's really like a Chinese etiquette thing for food, like
Okay.
Is
the table
is
seating.
is this backward? Oh, maybe not.
No,
Is that backwards?
no, it's not.
Okay, it looks backwards here.
I can see
So
it. I can see it.
pork is by far the most favorite
Yeah.
by a long shot. This is metric tons, 57,000 metric tons of pork, as opposed to chickens only 18. Beef is 7, and
Yeah.
sheep, I suppose goat would be down in there somewhere.
Okay.
So pork is by far the most popular.
Yeah.
I could see that.
hmm And then like to continue that is the seating like arrangement is really like important too during that time. And then also in other time as well, especially when we have like a reunion dinner thing. And then it's usually like my grandparents will sit like on uh like the far end inside of the round table, like the other side for me. And then he's like still be the oldest right there, and then from the oldest to youngest, so like circle like that. And
Wow.
then yeah, for me is so what I'm trying to say me is like, for example, if my um here I will demonstrate this one real quick.
In
So if
America, Jerry, all the little kids are stuck on a card table in the kitchen.
Yep.
yeah
Yep.
so if I'm talking about, if you go inside a table, right, like this,
Mhm.
and then for example, this would be the most important guy right here. That's me, my grandparents, right? And
Mhm.
from this is right here to here, you know, and then this will be my uncles, aunties, and then my dad, my mom, something like that. And for us, for the kid, we're the lowest level, right? We'll be sit
Mhm.
on the end of the table, to be like
Wow.
right over here,
So your
like
table is always round, Jerry?
yeah, it always should be the round table for us.
Interesting. And you notice, Darcy, our tables are always square.
A
Yeah,
lot of
and
times, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
for we have a round table in my house. Like
And
yeah,
traditionally, the head of the table would be the mom at one end and the dad at the other end,
Yeah.
and then everybody else.
In America, that's how
yeah,
how we do it.
yeah, we do we either like, I remember I have a at my house in America we have a long table instead of a round table.
Yeah,
Right.
because
'Cause,
that's the
for us,
tradition in America is that long round
yeah,
square table.
yeah, when for me is in China that what goes to my grandparents' house is like a round table,
Yeah,
one brown.
yeah, yeah. It makes sense.
Yeah, and then so also instead for the Chinese New Year's we do that, and then my family is like a super like kind of traditional thing because we have first round of food, and it's like rice and stuff, and then at the midnight when it hit 12 o'clock for the Chinese New Year thing, and then we'll start eating second round of food, which is dumplings.
Mm.
And then that's how for dumpling represent, togetherness, a good start, right? And then for some other families that they put coins inside the dumplings, and then if they ate the dumpling and bit a coin, that means that you were so lucky for this year.
Oh
And we have
wow,
a little big game to that.
wow.
And for me, we don't do that because it might choke, choke, and then like also that we, instead of doing the lucky thing, the money for the dumpling thing, we gave out, my grandparents gave the for me, my cousin, the hong baos, the right envelopes. Yeah, and then we do that, and then we do fireworks and stuff like that on the Chinese New Year. And so after the Chinese New Year, it was I think I remember was the Lantern Festival. We call it Yuan Xiao Jie. is the 15 days of the lunar calendar, the Chinese version
Uh-huh.
of the Chinese
Uh-huh.
calendar. So we eat is for that holiday we eat the tang yuan. It's a sweet rice balls that filled with like sesame black sesame seed sauce or red red strawberry sauce, and then you boil it in water, and then it's like a real white rice ball. You boil in water, and then when it all goes up like that, and it doesn't mean you're all set. So we usually give either 6 or 8, because in the Chinese numbers, the lucky numbers are 6, 8 for it, and which means lucky and fortune. And then we gonna serve them like that for different bowls. For me, my job is that to pass them down to my family. The first one will be my grandparents, then my uncles, my dad's mom, stuff like that. Then me and my cousin will be the last one will receive the tang yuan, the sweet rice balls that day. Yeah, and then that
Wow.
yeah, it's really really like fun. I would say is because we don't know how to make it. We just buy from the grocery shop. Yeah, and we don't do it. Yeah, and after that, and I remember was the Qingming festival, and for this it was we is Memorial Day for us, kind of. Yeah, not kind of, yeah, it is Memorial Day for the Chinese folks. And then we go to their tomb. It was what we call the tomb sweeping day, right? And then for that day we usually do fruits. um we do fruits, and we do meats, and then we do baijiu, the Chinese liquor alcohols. And then we go to the tomb, and then we kind of clean out the tomb a little bit, and then we're gonna bring all the food that whoever passed away that they liked, and then we're gonna put it on like to the different dishes, and then we're gonna like start talking, kind of communicate with them, and then we don't eat the food that day, and we just put it on it, and then after the communication and all the stuff, we'll go back home, and we'll have exactly the same thing at home, and we'll eat that thing at home.
Oh, okay.
Does it make
Has any
sense?
non-traditional Chinese foods snuck its way into any of these festivals? I.e.,
Non-traditional.
well, like i.e. Western foods. You know,
Um.
maybe you have like a grandfather that died that loved hamburgers.
Uh, yeah. I don't.
I mean,
'Cause
that's when the culture is starting to fade.
yeah, that's kind of yeah. I don't. For my family, I don't think so. They hamburger here, so
Well, give it a couple more. I mean,
yeah.
like you,
Years.
when you die, oh,
Yeah.
Grandpa Jerry's favorite food was what was it?
What it was the. Oh, it's
KFC.
still
What would it
KFC.
be? Would it still be the dumplings?
Yes, dumplings. We got buns. Oh yeah, also like a baozi is like the buns. Is really really the most. I think was the most common thing or like that, or some snacks that they will
That's
bring.
kind of like Southern comfort food, right? Dumplings.
Yeah, yeah.
But you see, Darcy, how they really. I was just sitting here listening to Jerry. You see how they really home in on this culture, and they do this every year. So you have the
Well,
adults, the grandparents, the his cousins,
yeah.
the nephews, and so this thing is like
Well,
culturally done every single
that's
year.
that's why
Yeah.
the Chinese
It's
culture is
ingrained in
5,000
them.
years old.
Mhm.
It's 5,000 years of this.
Of culture. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And
and that's why they're so
the
successful.
Mexicans, are kind of sort of the same way. That's why you have Spanish in America now, because they refuse to give up their culture. You see, and that's the
Right.
difference. Like you can see this with the Chinese as well.
Hmm.
They also and the Indians, women, India too. They refuse to give up their
Sure.
culture,
That
their
that's like
language.
that's
Yeah,
like France. France is widely known as being very arrogant because they refuse to give up their culture.
Right.
They want to make sure that the French culture survives. So they don't want to become, homogenized with the rest of the world.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
yeah, it's interesting, and I think there's a place for that. When I was growing up, to go to Europe or meant seeing everything done in a different way. And Jerry and I talked about this. Our lives, Mary, your life and the life of an average person in China is not that much different. We use the same products pretty much. Might be a different brand, but we use the same kinds of products. You get in an elevator or you walk out to your car, you go to work, everybody's got a purse, everybody's got a handphone, everybody's got a car. Cars are pretty much all the same now. You come home, everybody's tired. I in Indonesia, people literally would think that the streets in America are paved with gold and everything is like 90120 because that's all they see. And I go, hey, it isn't that nice. It's not quite 90120. My wife watches Cops. We have it on TV here. She goes, gila is an Indonesian word for crazy. She says Americans are gila, right?
Yeah. Okay, and then after the Tomb Sweeping Festival, the next one was the Dragon Boat racing, and for the Dragon Boat Festival, we especially call this 粽子. It's like the cone. It's like yeah, it's like that, like it's not triangle. It's like like shaped into a cone, and then it's like
a cone.
Cone.
What,
Yeah,
a rice?
it was the sticky rice, and then
Right.
inside of it is sticky rice plus dates.
Oh,
And
okay, yeah.
yeah, and then also they wrap it in the bamboo leaves
Yeah.
around it. Yeah, and some in other provinces that they have instead of dates they have meat inside, which that's my favorite because I love eating meat. And then either that or either dates or the meat. Also, it's a dosha, it's a red beans. Yeah. Um. So that one is for the Dragon Boat is kind of represent that 粽子 is for there's one guy we call it Qu Yuan is one really famous guy that's who kind of like really famous. I can't remember what's the famous for, but he was they celebrated to put the guy into a I think it was like a river thing, a river, and then they didn't want the body die quickly, so they came out with the zhongzi and the sticky rice cake thing, and then so that the fish and won't like eat the body, so they will use the zhongzi surrounded him, so they won't eat the body. So it's kind of like he was a really really famous guy, Qu Yuan, yeah, for that Dragon Boat Festival, and yeah, after that it will be the Mid Autumn Festival, or we call the Mooncakes Day. That there you go.
That's
Yeah.
This is actually an Indonesian dish, which is I don't know where.
Yeah. Let me
And this is bamboo or banana leaf at the top.
Okay.
And various different foods around it, but this is yellow rice.
Yes.
Which is
here I will show you I will share it real quick. Yeah, let me see.
So there's lots of different ways. But that's ceremonially they always have like a blessing for a new house or whatever.
Can you guys see? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's
I
like
can see
that.
it.
Oh, these are little bunkus, little packets.
Yeah. So it's
That we
wrapped in the bamboo leaf.
I've
And
seen that
inside
Right.
you
before.
have like nuts, dates, and
Uh-huh.
meat style. Yeah, and it's like that.
Is that soy? Those look like soybeans.
Yeah,
Are
it's no,
those
I
soybeans?
think I don't think it's soybeans. I think it was the
Could they be
peanuts.
peanuts? Maybe they're
Yeah, it's
boiled peanuts.
peanuts. I think it's
Peanuts?
peanuts. Yeah,
Okay.
So you got
yeah.
one fruit one with nuts, and then you have the other one with meat.
Ye,
That's what
ye,
it looked like.
um,
Or is
I
that
don't.
one of them beans? Is that beans?
Yeah,
Beans and
that
nut.
one.
That looks like a
That
peanut.
one.
That looks like a boiled
They
peanut.
look like peanuts. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, that's peanut. Yeah,
They look
that
like a
one
fruit one with nuts.
mushrooms, and then that is. Let me see.
Apricot, maybe?
花生. Oh, 花生蛋黄.
Kumquat?
Oh, that is the yolk, the egg yolk.
Oh, okay. Egg yolk.
Yeah, and
Oh.
peanuts yolk. Yeah,
Huh.
and then leads. What is that? Leads is
So
leads.
what is the purpose of
No.
the egg yolk in there?
That looks like a
Uh,
fig. Is that a fig?
The hold on, hold on, let me see. Leads. Chestnut. Yeah, chestnut. This is a
Oh,
chestnut.
chestnut. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
chestnut. Egg yolk, and then mushrooms. And
Mushroom,
well, that's
yeah.
a really good question. Like,
Mushroom.
what's the purpose to all this thing in there? Well, it's kind of like I remember the original one. It was just only dates, and
Right, I
then
remember those. Uh-huh.
yeah, and this is just I think is probably like a new fancy version or the premium um 种子 for it. Well,
Okay.
I really have no idea like why they put in there
Why
because
they put
I
the
don't
egg in
have
there?
yeah, and or the mushroom thing or the chestnut.
Okay.
It's I have no idea really. Maybe just the flavor, I guess. That they came up with different flavors for it.
Yeah, or
Yeah,
either it's Americanized or something.
yeah.
Interesting.
I
Okay.
have no idea. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
they all look yummy.
Yeah. Okay. And I was talking about the moon cakes one, right? And that's when we celebrate around like I think was September and October that month. That's 2 months around that time. And then we call this called 月饼. Yue mean is moon, Bing is called cake. So it's called a moon cake. And in the moon cake, we have different flavors like the dumplings, and we have the lotus seed style, and the red bean style, and then we have the five nut style.
Mm.
And the favorite one is usually the most popular one is the red beans, and that's the most common one right now for that. And for the Minifig festivals, I remember that there was like if I remember I received a lot of the mooncakes like during that time because a lot of people visit to our house, and then they're like, here you go, have a set of a mooncakes. And by end of the day, like for my family, I remember like we received like 2 or 3 pack of the mooncakes, and we cannot finish at all. So what I did was, our family did it was that we gave it to someone else too.
Now, is the
Yeah.
mooncake, is that like a fruit cake in America, Jerry?
No, no, it's not
Or
a
is it
mooncake. It's made
round?
of
Or how does it look?
yeah, it's made of a dough, and then inside they have the stuffings, in it,
Here's the
and
world's
then
largest mooncake.
Oh, is that what it looks like?
let
Okay.
me see.
Hold on. How do I get rid of this? There's the world's largest mooncake,
Wow.
Jerry.
Yeah.
Can
Oh,
you see?
wow.
Here.
Uh,
I don't know. Can you see that?
yeah, I
Yeah.
can
I
see
mean,
it.
Oh
I can
wow.
see it.
That's
so that's a mooncake. They're stuffed with like bean paste, right?
yeah. Bean paste,
Oh,
red beans paste,
okay.
or
Got it.
So
lotus seed
Mary,
paste.
my mom used to make a fruitcake, and fruitcakes in America are historically dissed. You know, they're everybody hates them because they're very dry.
Right.
And my mom's recipe was a cup of rum for the fruitcake, a cup of rum for the cook,
Oh, okay.
and 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 the my sister and I, my job was to cut out brown paper bags, you know, from the grocery store, and line all the pans and grease all the pans and everything. And her recipe was like we'd make like, I don't know, 6 or 8 pounds of this stuff, maybe 10 pounds of this stuff, and it would just be saturated with rum, and you wrap it all up. And in July, it was better than it was in December.
Okay. Got
And
it.
it was moist, and it was to die for.
Yeah.
It was really, really good.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
unfortunately, my mom's now passed away, and I don't think my sister can make it. I think the recipe went with her.
Right. Gotcha.
Kind of sad. But it was one of the things that I remember about Christmas time a lot, was making fruitcake, because it was really good. You know, you'd get fruitcake from the store, and it was like you'd have to. It was really dry, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Nobody likes it.
Yeah. Well, my mom's fruitcake was really good. It was very, very good.
Yeah.
And she had fun. And she had fun making it, because a cup of rum for the fruitcake, a cup of rum for the cook.
Yeah. Also here, I'll show you. Like the package look is really, really like designed, like really, really look really pretty for this one. Let me share real quick. You see, like this. They put in a package
Oh,
like that. It's really super.
yes.
And this is the middle like box.
Okay.
Middle box. Yeah. And then some of them have like that, this design,
Oh, that's
that
beautiful.
square looking ones, and
That's
then
nice.
yeah, like those. They came with like a
Mm-hmm.
paper bag box. It usually is the middle box, like where they
Okay. Uh-huh.
put the moon cakes.
Okay.
And like so moon cakes is look something like this, like that, and then so
Oh,
it's like
okay.
this thing right here. You
Oh,
see,
there's
like
that big one. There was
yeah,
that big one
you
right there.
like you see right here, they have the Chinese characters on it right here,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
it basically is what the flavor will be.
Got
So
it.
they will
Mm-hmm.
know which
Mm-hmm.
flavor. And which is a big one where
Now, are they always just filled with the bean paste, or is it some meat or something else?
no, we don't do. I don't think we have a meat style one though.
Okay.
We
Got
have
it.
you see just the egg yolk right here with a
Mm-hmm.
red bean paste on it with
Okay.
inside stuffings, and then we have the lotus seed paste, and then we have this called the jujube paste. You know
Mm-hmm.
what that is? And then also have the five nut paste, and then the red bean paste. Those are the
Mm-hmm.
most common ones, I will say. And also there's like a pineapple one.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Mm-hmm.
but it's not like a Yue Bing style. It's like a Taiwanese style, but it's kind of similar
So
to
Okay.
it.
the restaurant at the Peking duck place, the Duck King, they sell
Yeah,
these things,
yeah.
and
Like
it's
some restaurant do,
Szechuan.
and
Szechuan it says,
then
and they sell these
yeah,
colored ones.
you know,
The colored.
this super famous place. It's like a Chinese bakery style. So
Mm,
in this one's in Beijing, and if you guys have chance to visit, you need definitely go to here. It's called Dao Xiangchun, and then they have like a pattern for this. It's not, instead of just mooncakes, we have a different style of a Chinese
Oh,
dessert
okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
snacks. And a lot of them have red beans, egg yolk, and then or plain dry or almond, and then have this one is like a peanut butter style. This
Mm.
one's my favorite right here. And then also this one is my favorite too. Is the black? It's not black beans. It's a red beans
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm.
paste. Yeah, and it's like a whole package deal like for
Mm-hmm.
that, and it's really good to give to someone that,
That's a
especially
deal.
during the
Yeah.
Chinese New
Mm-hmm.
Year, you have a little pig face for the students, like that. They have like pig.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's just like like that. Yeah. And this is a chain store too. You can see. Oh, this is an actual physical shop looking. Like
Mm.
a super Chinese traditional style. They have those the plates on it.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very
Do you guys have
interesting.
any questions?
No, I very interesting. Very, very good. Good, good, good.
So I'm hungry.
Yeah, me too. I want
I'll
some
take
food.
some dumplings.
Yeah, I want some noodles, dumpling, rice,
Well,
fried
you know,
Yes.
the dumplings in America. Chicken and dumplings is such a good dish, right, Mary?
Yes. But see, we don't make the dumplings the way Jerry and his
They're very
culture
different.
does.
Yeah, very
Totally
different.
different. Yeah. And
Yeah.
then even down south, we make them different than up north does.
The dumplings I've ever had are, I
Yeah.
guess they're boiled, right?
Yeah.
boil.
Mhm.
Oh, either you boil. Yeah,
Yep.
traditionally
They're
it's boiled,
boiled.
but we do
Right.
have the fried dumplings too.
Yeah, I like
That's
the fried
Yeah.
ones too. Oh my God, I
Yeah.
love those.
Yeah, but those aren't that good for you. Boiled
No,
ones
they're
are
not,
good.
but I eat them anyway.
Yeah.
But
Let me see if
yeah,
I
I
can
can
find
remember
some
chicken and
cool.
dumplings is really good.
Oh my
I love
God, I
those.
love chicken and dumplings.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah. Let me see. Then we also we had instead of like dumplings the regular shapes, and then we have a different shape as well. So let me see if I can give a look good picture to this one. Okay. Yeah, here's some bonus footage for you guys. Um, like that. Can you guys
Oh
see it?
yeah,
Yeah,
uh-huh.
Yeah,
instead of we
right.
have the regular ones, right? We have like
Right.
that. We have the triangles. We even have like this kind of shape, even square.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
this is like the ravioli style too.
So
Uh-huh.
I did,
Okay.
are dim sum ever confused with dumplings? Because I get that
No,
they're totally different, right? Or
yeah, dim
is
sum
that like a Cantonese dumpling?
is a Cantonese. You talking about this thing, right? The shrimp thing, this thing. Eh?
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
could
This
die
is
for
a
that. I want that right now.
yeah. Yeah, dim sum is that like it's this. It came in with a little steam thing, like
Right.
like
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
sets of that.
Yes. Right.
But you have a steam dumpling, steam baozi, char sius. Um,
Dim sum's pretty big
yeah.
here.
So yeah, this was like this, like that. It came with a steam
Yeah.
package.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. It's pretty
Also,
big
this
here.
one is dim sum style.
Right. Dim
Yeah, we
sum
got siu
periodic
mai.
table.
Yeah, we call that
Yeah.
siu mai. That's kind
I like that dim sum periodic
yeah.
table. That's
Mm.
Yeah.
good.
It's so very yeah, right here,
The
like
heavier, the lighter.
yeah. Let me see if we
Yeah.
find a
But
picture for
boy,
it.
shrimp dim
Yeah,
sum is just
$5.
to die for.
Yeah, like
Oh
that.
wow. It looks
Right.
yummy.
Yeah.
It is. It's really yummy. There's a really nice restaurant that's in a very, very old colonial building down in Old Town in Jakarta. And it's kind of like what it would be like to be in the Orient in maybe the 30s or something like that, you know. All
Mm.
of these overstuffed couches and high ceilings and stuff, and they've got music, and you can get dim sum and a brunch, breakfast brunch.
Yeah.
Throw down a scotch, you know, and eat some shrimp dim sum.
Oh
It's
wow.
just really good. Really, it's a gorgeous place. And just think what it would be like to be a colonialist. Ah,
Yeah. Also, the most we like to eat, especially during winter because it's too cold,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
and then we like to eat this the hot pots, and then for
Oh,
the
that
hot
looks
pots,
good.
yeah, it's like you boil like everything inside. You know, it came with the
yeah,
like
but
this
you
pot,
you
so it's a
gotta cook it
spicy.
yourself though at your table. It's a lot of work.
Nah, we go to a restaurant to do this. We have a lot of hot pot restaurants for it. Yeah. And then we have something like that. Either
Uh-huh.
this non-spicy one is the spicy one, and then you can like have a whole bunch of meat inside. You know,
Oh
like this,
wow.
the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nancy,
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they,
mushrooms.
they've got a lot of these. They call them shabu shabu. Is
Yeah,
that a
shabu shabu is the one. I
yeah?
think it was the Japanese style.
Maybe could
Shabu
be, but
shabu.
they're very popular here.
Yeah,
In
and
Jakarta, very popular.
for Beijing style, you see like this have like this it's like this is like yin and yangs, right? The spicy,
Oh,
non-spicy. So the Beijing style is completely different. As to that, you see right here, we have a pot like this looking thing.
okay.
Yeah, like that. Can you guys see it?
Yep. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's completely different. And then right here is like see you see the slice of meat is like it's like this style instead of
And that's usually
um
really expensive meat.
yeah, it's really expensive. And
Yeah.
then
What kind of meat is it?
it's lamb. We usually go with lamb meat
Oh, okay.
for the
Mm-hmm.
Beijing style.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then that's in Beijing, okay. And then we have some super fancy ones for this one, the traditional.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the emperor used to
Wow.
use. Yeah, they have the
Mm-hmm.
dragon and stuff, and yeah, like that. And just if you go like check a Beijing style hot pot, the way they put the meat slice is just like that. That's their
Mm.
style. Yeah,
Here
and
they only serve like Australian prime, if it's beef and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
And it can really be quite expensive night out for vegetable soup. I mean,
mhm.
Mm.
it's like
And then see, we do have this thing is spicy, non-spicy, but for my family, we just use the non-spicy one. Well, the non-spicy one I think
are those
is we get
chilies?
the
Those
yeah,
are
there
all
was
chilies?
the chili peppers, yeah,
My
and
word.
then
Whoa.
yeah, there's a
Oh
lot.
my
It's red,
God.
super red, yeah, and then
Like this one up here. Look at all those seeds in there.
yeah,
That
like that,
that is really hot.
yeah, it's
Oh
I
no.
All
cannot
those
spicy.
seeds, all
I
those
can't
seeds
eat that. I
around
can't
it.
eat that. I
Like
can't eat
yeah,
that.
me too. Yeah,
Ah,
and then if you go to like Chongqing, and this would be it. This is the famous one. Like they have like the square things, and
uh-huh,
for
uh-huh,
this it was separated, so you
uh-huh.
can do like beef right here, chicken right there, a vegetable right there,
Oh, I
and then
see.
like
Okay.
the mushroom right there. You know, all this like
It's
seafood
all
right
the
there.
same color though.
Yeah, it's the same. Oh, they love spicy in Chongqing, like Chongqing style. Yeah, like
Wow.
that.
So
Yeah.
Chongqing
With
is supposed to be the most populated city in the world, right?
Chongqing,
Biggest city in the yeah.
I'm
It
not
says
sure.
50 says 52 million
Yeah.
Mm.
in the population. So Mary, I just got a Amazon Alexa. I don't mean to be we're kind of behind the times. But my kids, the boys especially. So what's the population of Chongqing, China? It probably won't understand. I don't speak. Alexa, what's the population of Chongqing, China?
Oh, you got Alexa?
Is about 30,200,000.
Oh, it says 30 million. Okay.
Dang.
Yeah, and you tell the boys, okay, Alexa, what's 400 times 654?
400 multiplied by 654 equals 261,600.
And
Wow.
the little
I
boys,
saw that. I saw that. Yes, I saw
Wow.
that.
Find that skill. To find skills.
Did you get that on Amazon? Where'd you get that from?
yeah, I got it through Amazon.
Oh yeah, I saw that on
Wow.
Amazon.
It,
Oh my
it
God.
was I shipped it over here. It cost me more to ship it in tax
I'm sure it did.
Dang.
than it did to buy it. But I'm happy.
Okay.
I've got an Echo, I got a Spot, and I got a Show.
Oh my
And
God.
it controls my air conditioner. It controls my lights. I am 21st century old guy.
I see. Oh my.
So, do you guys have any question about
No, excellent,
No.
excellent, Jerry. Excellent,
all
excellent.
right.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yay,
All
Jerry.
right,
I feel more
yay.
informed. More informed. So when the
Yeah,
kids
so
and I are
like
talking about food
yeah,
and culture, yes, I'm
yeah.
good. I'm good. I'm good.
Well, yeah, cause they ask like time they can. Do you ever eat the the stir fried egg tomatoes yet for the week?
Yes, 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 yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that'd be
Oh,
awesome. Yeah,
I'm gonna say in one of my classes,
yeah.
the kids are Jerry, you would appreciate this. The kids are teaching me Chinese. So yeah, so I have to stay 5 minutes after class, and they teach me Chinese. So I'm learning a little Chinese. They say if we learn English, you can learn Chinese. I said okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Next
So
one is
I'm
like ni
learning
hao.
Chinese a little bit.
Yeah. It's
All
really
right.
it's really good
Uh-huh.
for the kids' self-esteem to be able to help you.
And to teach me,
Yeah.
the teacher, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
stay 5 minutes later and let them teach me Chinese, and they are having a blast doing that.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah. They do. And you do too, right?
I do. I love
Yeah.
it.
I love it too. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Jerry.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you, guys. Yeah. I'll see you guys
Thank you,
next.
Darcy.
再见，再见，
All
不
right. 再见，再见。
再
溜溜
见，再见，
溜溜溜溜。
再见，再见。